Hello. Hey, hey, Tasha. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Y'all come on in, like the video as you come in. I had to give me a little snack because we're going to be listening to some videos and we're going to be talking. All this is, well, not all of it is alleged, but because we wasn't there, we're going to say it's alleged in our personal opinion. And we're going to be listening to these videos under fair use. So I hope everybody's doing well. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I need to make a video, if I need to go live. I wanted to watch my show tonight and do that. I probably had to do that later. Baby, I didn't know what to do. You understand me? I was like, do we go live and talk about it? Do I just need to make a video and talk about it? But we're gonna go live and I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna make a video for tomorrow, but we're gonna go live. We're gonna get this going tonight. I hope you got a snack. Because baby boo, when y'all were sending me messages, I was over there I saw this while I was over on Michelle's live talking about Todd, because Candy at 4:00 today has come in and put an amendment on the divorce filings. So she posted hers and talking about she need privacy. Todd got his divorce situation Wednesday, the 26th. Thursday was Thanksgiving and the weekend, so it dropped today. So at 4:00 today, Candy went on down to the courthouse and said that she want everything sealed. So I don't even know what that means. And then when we was on the live, it was the lady in there from Georgia that was on Court TV. She was like, the fact that Todd has even come up here with this right here, he asking for full custody and all this stuff. She said more than likely, y'all know who his lawyer is. Todd's lawyer is Randy Kessler. They said maybe he done found a loophole, honey. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. She's talking about exactly right, Grace. Now she over here trying to get these documents sealed up. You said it. You said it. And honey, and Randy Kessler is saying it too, because Randy is saying that his client had legal counsel, went against legal counsel, and did not have legal counsel with him when he signed it. Hey, Miss Picker, what's going on? Child, and like they said it might be a little loophole that the lawyer has found. But before we get into that, we got to get into Funky Dineva and Tamar. Let me put this down so we can get into it. Tamar went on L'Oreal's podcast today. It was on the Jasmine brand. She's recounting what happened. So can somebody put the fair use up? Can somebody put that up? Because this is all under fair use. We are using these videos for researching and teaching and criticizing purposes. And it is all under fair use. The copyright in 1976, we are covered under it. With that being said, let's get into it. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. What? Okay, here we go. Hold on. Okay, let's go. Let me share it. Yes, honey, I was over there tonight, Boosie. Okay, let's get into this. Y'all ready?
Yeah. All I know is that I went to a friend's birthday party. I gave a friend a birthday party.
Are you aware of what really happened to you?
No, I'm not.
Or can you talk about
I can talk
happened?
about it, but I'm not aware of what.
Hello. You thought was your friend?
Well, we ain't even gonna touch on that.
Yeah.
I came home like I would normally do. Well, you kind of know the spiel. I come home, I'll take a shower, I'll wash my face, I'll come back in the kitchen. We'll have, have more. Hello.
You thought was your friend.
Well, we ain't even gonna touch on that.
Yeah.
I came home like I would normally do. Well, you kind of know the spiel. Have more cocktails.
I know how it goes.
Or have some food.
Yeah.
And congregate until everybody leaves. And the last person left. And one of my friends was just a little too intoxicated to drive, which is fine. My third bedroom is very iconic.
Mm-hmm. You always like, yo,
have more cocktails.
I know how it goes.
Or have some food.
Yeah.
And congregate until everybody leaves. And the last person left. And one of my friends was just a little too intoxicated to drive, which is fine. My third bedroom is very iconic.
Mm-hmm. You always like, yo, L, you ain't got to drive. You can stay right here.
Yeah, it's very iconic. So, actually, me and Brian was texting each other while I was watching Real Housewives of Orange County. And I fell asleep. And when I woke up to my...
Like, yo, L, you ain't got to drive. You can stay right here.
Yeah, it's very iconic. So, and shaking me like, Tay, are you okay? Are you okay? What's going on? I'm calling the ambulance. I was like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
And then when I came to, it was like teeth and blood all over the place and shaking me like, Tay, are you okay? Are you okay? What's going on? I'm calling the ambulance. I was like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
And then when I came to, it was like teeth and blood all over the place.
Don't remember anything.
I do not.
I
do not.
Scary.
I do not.
So did you look at the friend like, hey, did you do something to me?
No, that person wasn't capable. That person was mortified.
Yeah. Don't remember anything.
I do not. I do not.
Scary.
I do not.
So did you look at the friend like, hey, did you do something to me?
No, that person wasn't capable. That person was mortified.
Okay. So that's Tamar. Tamar said she had given a friend or who she thought was a friend a birthday party. And L'Oreal said who you thought was a friend. And Tamar said, well, I don't want to get into that. Now that set Funky Dineva off. Okay. But as Tamar went on to talk to L'Oreal, she talked about how they come home, how her third bedroom is iconic. And if you had too many drinks, you can stay here. She said her friend Brian had texted her. Then she said somebody was shaking her. Brian was shaking her and saying to her, I'm going to call the ambulance. Now, when Tamar brought this to us, she said that she was bleeding and she thought she was leaving here. But when her friend said he was calling the ambulance, she said, no, you're not. Now, that don't sound like a situation where you need an ambulance and you think you're going away. 51 likes. Let's get it up. Let's get it up because we're about to go into Funky Dineva. So I need you to get that up. Let's go and get that up. We're going to keep this up here. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, commenting, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. We are researching, we are commenting, we are criticizing, and we're using this under fair use. So now let's get into Funky. Let's go. Oh, wait a minute. Let me go over here and let me share my screen. My bad. All right.
I could go back a couple months and we could be in the place that we were before this happened. But what I can't tolerate is the sly shade, the sly messiness, and this thing that you do. You do just enough that when somebody calls you on it, then you can dip your hands back and be like, I didn't do nothing. What? I didn't do nothing. I didn't say the person's name. Okay, you started out with...
Are you aware of what really happened to you?
No, I'm not.
Or can you talk about it?
I can talk about it, but I'm not aware of what...
Now, this is the third time that me and you have been hanging out, and out of nowhere, here comes Mandizis. Okay, now you can make of that whatever the hell you want to make of it. Okay, I was tired. I wanted to go home. Y'all said we going over here to Sauce in Buckhead. Meet us at Sauce. I said, y'all, I really don't want to go. I drive my car over to Sauce. By the time I get to Sauce, Zoe calls and says, Tamar said, just leave your car at her house and we're going to go to V12. I didn't even want to go.
Okay.
You didn't throw me no party, love. Why are you doing this? Why is it so important for you to create this narrative like you were doing something for a friend and a friend did you so wrong? Okay. So now you and Mendeecees sneaking and dealing around. Mendeecees was behind us at the V12. Okay. He just didn't want to walk in, or they had arranged it because he didn't want to be caught up all in the mix. If you were throwing Quentin a party, Tamar, the sign would have said Quentin.
Okay, so this is where we are right now. He was upset because, like you said, she's in an interview and she was asked a question. Girl, what's the tea? This is what gets me when people ask a question, folks get mad. She was asked a question. They did mention about a birthday for a friend. He took offense to it. The word Mendeecees is coming around. Mendeecees was around. Okay. So now they're in the party that he did not want to go to. Mendeecees is back here in the back. He don't want to be caught up in it. Now let's get into the tea of it all. Let's go.
The sign would have said Funky Dineva on it. Okay. Now, in fairness, it was my birthday week. And maybe in your mind, you were saying, let's go out and continue to hang for your birthday. Or it's your birthday, let's hang. But to create this narrative that you went to throw a birthday party for a friend and this friend did you so wrong, that's not right, Tamar, and it's not fair to me, and my feelings are hurt behind it. My feelings are really hurt behind you trying to create this narrative. And here is what the situation is, my love. For whatever reason, you being Tamar Braxton that you are, you like running to the internet and stirring up mess and confusion and drama. It's what you like. There is no real world where anybody busts out the front of their damn mouth and then start talking about they woke up in a pool of blood and they almost died. I did not play it in this interview, but at the time in which you went to the internet, you said you woke up in a pool of blood and almost died. In this interview with L'Oreal, you mentioned that you were home with David or somebody, and they said we need to call the ambulance, and you were like, no, we're not calling no ambulance, which suggests to me that you did not almost die.
All right. So what do y'all think about this so far? Ooh. He did say, she said, Funky said when he first addressed this that he wasn't going to spill all her tea, and that even after all of what Tamar did to him, that Funky was still protecting her. So this is the tea. This is the tea, Val. This is the tea. So, child, he taking it piece by piece. Okay, so let's keep going.
Okay, but now since you want to be like this, let's be like this. Part of the problem with this whole thing was, Tamar, is that I was never comfortable with the relationship that you and Mendeecees had in front of me.
Ooh.
Okay, all of that, you at the music video shoot in your booty shorts, sitting on top of him meeting us up at restaurants every time we met up. I was very uncomfortable with it. And if we're going to tell it, let's tell it all. So since you were throwing a party for a friend's birthday party, do y'all want to know why I did not get out the car and go upstairs with Tamar when we got back to her house?
Why?
Because after her and Mendeecees got through kissing in the back of that goddamn car, I figured they wanted to be up there privately. That is why when we got dropped off at Tamar's house, I did not go upstairs. I got in my damn car and went home because you was sitting on his lap in that goddamn Uber and y'all ass was kissing. Okay.
Okay, that's a lot. Here we go. Tamar in the back of the car. Tamar just made another post earlier saying that she didn't even know Mendeecees. He applied for the role, he got the role, and somebody was like, well, people saying that he was more receptive to you than Yandy. She said, I wouldn't know because I've never seen him and I don't know her and I've never seen them together. That's what he said. Okay, I'm gonna let this play. I got to go and I'll be right back. So let's listen what else he got to say.
Okay, and the shit made me damn uncomfortable. Okay, now if anybody know who happened and what happened to your damn teeth, it's Mendeecees and his best friend, because they was the ones who went upstairs with you. Now I don't know whether they was fucking your ass from the back and ran your head through the headboard or what. Okay, but if anybody need to be investigated on what happened to you in your damn teeth, it need to be Mendeecees and his friend, because that's who went upstairs with you. That's who went upstairs with you. Okay? All the phone calls I got at the V12, is Tamar drunk? Why is she sitting on Mendeecees' lap like this? Why is she sitting on Mendeecees' lap? And see, here's the thing. I hate that I even chose to go this route because it follows the narrative of, oh, he just a messy sissy who couldn't wait to get Mad Day to tell her business, keep the messy punks from around you. Like, it would seem to me, Tamar, if you knew that I was holding on to all of this, that you would just leave me the fuck alone. Baby, you didn't throw no party for me. If anything, you threw a pre-party for Mendeecees. Because he the one who went back upstairs with you. That lady husband.
All right, y'all. What do you think? Because I don't think we need to play anymore. I think we got the gist of it. It felt like he was messy and couldn't wait to mandate. Tamar forever drama. She too old for this. Let's see what y'all saying in here. He did say that he feel bad for Yandy. He did say that. And she said, who needs enemies with friends like him? I'm going to take this down. Hold on. Let me stop sharing. He did say that. Yeah, I don't think so either. Crazy folks probably went funky to check my head. He been told her to leave him alone. I guess that was just too much when she said that to him, you know? I don't know what they did. He trying to work his toxic seed. Oh, you ain't gonna say that. I don't think Yandy and Mendeecees are legally married. Child, I know. Team Funky, that's what y'all saying. He mad for what? Why tell this now? I guess when Tamar said today on L'Oreal that she was having a party for a friend or what she thought was a friend or whatever, I guess that just triggered him and it was just too much. But he did say at the end, though, he said, I feel sorry for Yandy. She did not say his name. She did not. Ooh. And then he went on to talk about how Tamar had said, you know, she had come and cleared his name, and then she took the post down. He talked about that too. Yeah, she was overseas doing her thing, allegedly. And living her best life. Well, Tamar wasn't much of a friend to him. Yeah. Thank you, honey. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I still feel Funky is missing. Why I feel bad for Yandy. Yeah, she doing her thing. He went way far. Oh, y'all really feel like that. We need to get more likes, people. Get the likes up. But my thing is, I don't know. Maybe she just shouldn't have said nothing about no birthday party. She just should have went over that part. I don't know. Child, we done played the Funky situation. Let's wait a minute. Let me see what else he got to say. Hold on, before I just really stop. Hold on, right quick. Let me go.
And see, y'all be around here in these blogs and shit thinking y'all be knowing what y'all be talking about. Folks be eating me up, and I just be sitting there. If only y'all knew. If only y'all knew.
Let me see if it was another thing.
Absolutely right. A real friend.
Wait a minute.
Because that lady husband. Faggot just want to be around her. He just want to be around her because of XYZ. A real friend would have went upstairs. Well, I didn't need to go upstairs with her because that lady husband went upstairs with her. You absolutely right. A real friend would have went upstairs. Her real friend went upstairs with her.
Clearly, they were never friends.
Hold on one second. This is my auntie nursing home.
Okay, hold on. Let me fast.
Quentin Latham. Storms that it. And the whole issue, Tamar, about the whole thing was the fact that you don't get to go around and create media shitstorms that involve other people without their permission. That whole, my teeth fell out, and I don't know what happened. Tamar, like, sis. And then you had that Spanish lady make that video down in Miami lying. There is nobody who had the amount of mouth trauma that you had that healed that quickly.
I agree with that. You
know what happened when it's time to be messy. You know what happened when it's time to be mean. You know what happened when it's time to hide the fact that you was messing with Yandy's husband. You know what happened when it's time for y'all to sneak in and out of places at different times to not be caught with people, but you don't know what happened in your own damn house while that man was up there with you. Now you don't know what happened. So with that being said, now I give everybody permission to now paint me as the messy faggot. I'll be that.
Oh no, not that word. Not that word. Let's stop. Okay, we're gonna stop sharing. We're done now. We're done. So I feel like he was poking the bear. People feel like Tamar can say whatever she want to say. This was a lot. So Tamar should have kept her mouth shut about Funky knowing he knew everything. And that is okay. However you feel, I agree with this comment right here. Tamar should have kept her mouth shut about Funky knowing he knew everything. I would spray her too. Now, I feel like maybe she could have just had, with everything that happened before. Let me say this. With everything that happened before, when this first came out about Tamar, she out here with Quinn and all this kind of stuff, I would think that she would just say, just talk about that situation. And, instead of just saying I was at a birthday party, just say I was at home. Brian tried to wake me up and all I remember is just blood and teeth. If she had said that, then I don't think he would have said anything. But with saying, I was throwing a birthday party. I was throwing a birthday party for my friend, and then L'Oreal co-signing on it. They felt a certain way. Hold on. So child, this is a lot. Between this and Todd and Candy, I just don't even know what to do. He was never going to make up with Tamar. He couldn't wait to tell her business. Why is he to blame? She should have never brought that man up. I just think she could have told her story without it. I just feel like with everything that hit the airwaves when this first had come out, I mean, even if I'm going to talk about it, I'm definitely going to remove people out of the conversation because I don't even want to go there. Let me just talk about me. That's how I feel about it. I don't know why Yandy doing that. Yandy just probably trying to keep up optics, child. The way people talking about him, blaming him for what happened to her, and she never cleared it up, he has every right to be angry. She was on the scene right after her life or death situation. Because I'm going to go back to what he said. That amount of trauma in your mouth, like Tamar was right back on the scene shortly after that. She was doing a video, and because the reason Tamar came out with Mendeecees shortly after this first conversation, before she meant to put out the retrograde, she had to come out to dispel the Mendeecees rumors. So she put that video out so we could say, oh, this is why they're together, because he in a video with her. Then the next question people had was, why Mendeecees? Why she couldn't get somebody else? Why she had to get Mendeecees? So she said, Funky said, Yandy Smith and they ain't married. He is way too serious. He is too serious. You're right. Ooh. Karma and Dharma is coming his way for sure. Oh, Lord have mercy. It's a team, Funky Daniva, exactly. Just because Funky said it doesn't mean it's true. Okay. A hit dog. He's a hit dog. She didn't say his name. He been waiting to tell it. And my question is, why does he not need to say what he wanted to say? And he has every right to say it. And people feel how they feel because, you know, like you had a chance to say it when it first happened and you didn't say it because you did say you was going. Because I remember him stopping himself. But I guess tonight when she was on that interview with L'Oreal and she mentioned that she was giving a party for a friend, and he was like, if it was a party for me, it would have said my name. It did not say my name. And then people was talking about, well, how could you let her, if that's your friend? He said he had 7,000 people waiting on him to get on the live. And he was like, he didn't know what had happened to Tamar. He said he dropped her off and then he went on upstairs. So tonight he's saying, the reason I dropped her off because I felt like her and Mendeecees wanted to be together. Ooh, child. He talked about that too. He talked about this too. No one knew it was him until he opened his mouth first saying that lady. He was like, people thought that I meant something damaging. He said, but that's the way we talk in Miami. And he mentioned that tonight too. And I agree with this. She should just, I mean, oh my God, you have so much more you could have talked about. You could have talked about what was going on that show. But I guess L'Oreal wanted to get into it and maybe she was ready to talk about it. I don't know. Yeah. People feel like Tamar is poking the bear. Girl, Pepper, I didn't know we were doing one either, girl, but it's been so much stuff going on today. And I got to go in here and watch Sick and Sister Wives because it looked like it was good. Ooh, honey, absolutely. He was posted up all outside when the video dropped with that lady husband to put the fire. She was on live doing her makeup, beating on her face with a beauty blender and no bruising or swelling. Because, like he said, that amount of trauma to your mouth, that was a lot. Them pictures were gruesome. He did air her out, child. Now the thing is, has Tamar said anything? Has Tamar said it? Let me go, because you know she'll put some in her story in a minute. Hold on, let me see if she got some of her stories. Tamar. Okay, let's see what she got going on up here. Okay. She got. Okay. She said, I like private, not secret. She don't have none yet. So she don't have anything just yet. But she does have a new photo. She didn't need to say his name. We all knew the situation. Yep, we knew who she was talking about. Yes, every time. I just wish Tamar would focus on her stuff. Focus on your music. Stop doing, like Tony said the thing, you know, she said that what she said? She said that Tamar's not focused on being famous but infamous. Is that what she said? Like Tony feels like that, but girl, she can't. She can't. She could say what she want to say. She clearly said what she wanted to say, but also at the same time, I mean, I don't think she felt like fuck it. I was gonna get online and air her out either. I think she did say what she wanted to say, and she wasn't focusing on him. She did say that part about I was throwing a party for a friend, and she just went on to talk about her experience. I don't think she knew that this was going to come up. I don't think she knew that. I mean, she can say whatever she want to say. Q was not lying. I believe him. If that was a triggering throwing a friend a party, nah, he wanted something else to talk about. Oh, they won. That's awesome. I know Cardi live and in full effect. He broke the internet for real. Yeah. Him and Todd Tucker. Yeah. Well, her story did change a little bit, Rolanda. Her story changed from she thought she was leaving here, she was in a pool of blood, to her friend Brian was waking her up and saying he was going to call the ambulance, and she said, no, you're not. Now, that is where the story changed, because Tamar said that. Tamar said that. Hold on. Let me just put it up here. Hold on.
Mortified.
Yeah, don't remember anything.
And shaking me like, Tay, are you okay? Are you okay? What's going on? I'm calling the ambulance. I was like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not.
Yeah.
And then when I came to, it was like teeth and blood all over the place, and shaking me like, Tay, are you okay? Are you okay? What's going on? I'm calling the ambulance. I was like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when I came to, it was like teeth and blood all over the place.
So she was definitely aware of what was going on with her. She just doesn't know how it happened. So that's her thing. So it wasn't that she was in a pool or whatever, and she was like she was leaving here. When somebody wanted to take her to the emergency, she was like, no, you're not. So maybe that's when she got up and she got herself together. She got on a plane, went to Florida, made the dinner video, came back, and everything was copacetic. Yeah, she said her nose was broken. So that's the only thing, Rolanda, that changed in the story for me. She needs to focus on her talent. Pepper, I agree. 100% I agree with you. Yeah. She should have left that party. Woo, honey. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he just sitting on Reddit, child. I don't know. But she said Mendices and his friend was the one that went upstairs. And he said if anybody needs to be investigated, it needs to be Mendices and his friend. That's what he said. Story definitely changed. She was home alone initially. Then all of a sudden she had a friend at her house shaking her. That's exactly. Yep. Because when I listened to it earlier, I said, wait a minute. Something not right with this story. Now Tamar didn't tell that when she came a while back. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can find. Let me see. I don't know if she still got this on her page or not, but I would think she would. Maybe after the day she's taking it off. I'm not sure. But let's see. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. Let me get down here at the bottom. Because this was a while ago. Okay, that was the announcement. That was that Tamar. That's when she was on the show. I don't know if that's it. I don't see it when she had the problem. I do not see it. Hold on. That's the show. That's something else. Maybe she's taking it down. Maybe she's taking it down, y'all. Probably so. She's probably taking that video down. Because I don't see it anymore. I mean, unless it's just way, way down here. Huh. Because I would have remembered that. I remember that. Well, maybe she's taking it down, people. And she don't have it on here no more. Okay, well, that's that on that. Or am I still trying? I'm still scrolling. I don't see it. I don't see it. So yeah, she's taking the video down. Yeah, she might have thought that when she saw that. Yeah, if you wake up in a pool of blood, I'm sure that's the first thing you think. Child Yan and them doing a whole lot of stuff on the low. I know it, girl. And then y'all, when we got over here with Todd, oh my gosh. Let's get into that. Hold on. Let me go to MI. Oh, child. Y'all know this is under the Fair Act. Y'all know what it is. Hold
her property, but she is dividing the debts equally. So she ain't split nothing, but she wants to divide it. And so Ty is saying no, everything needs to be split and the debts need to be split. The husband shows that OCGA 1957 provides as follows with regard to the transferring or disposition of property.
No, that's it.
After a petition for divorce has been filed, no transfer of property by either party except a bona fide transfer and payment of pre-existing debts shall pass title so as to avoid the vesting thereof according to the final verdict of the jury case. Basically, he telling Kenny, don't be moving nothing, don't be transferring nothing, don't be putting nothing in Mama Joyce's name, don't be selling nothing. You can't do nothing with no money until we figure out what's going on. Okay. He said further, wife is bound by the provisions of OCGA 1961E, which provides as follows with the respect of transferring or disposition of property. pending the final determination by the court of the rights of either party to alimony. Neither party shall make any substantial change in the assets of the party's estate, except in the course of ordinary business affairs, except for bona fide transfers for value. Woo! Bedworthy said Randy is not finna play. Okay, get behind me. Can't listen. Candy. I thought Candy would have had Randy, but I guess this Randy was the one who drew up the damn Todd's prenup response. Listen, he on the Candy, you on the wrong team. I don't know what's going on. I don't know whose side to be on. I'm just here. You said Todd wants the house. Todd, watch, he gonna want the house, and Candy might have to move because kids live in the house. The kids can't move. If Todd get permanent physical custody of those kids, you think they're gonna make him move out that house that the kids have grown up in and was birthed in? I don't think so. I'm just asking the questions here. Y'all let me know in the comment section. It says husbands insist that petitioner comply.
Now, what we do know to be true is Candy had bought that house before she and Todd got married. And Candy has stated, I don't know if it was on the wedding special, but Candy said the house is hers, but Todd pays the bills. That's exactly what she said. Todd pays the bills. And Todd told his lawyer on the show that because he no longer was producing and he had to let his job go because it was a conflict of interest being with Candy and working on RHOA, I guess, he said that he had to dip into his savings to do other things. And he got jobs, but Candy did not want him to go on those jobs. Candy name on the deed, honey. But you know what? This is what I will say. We don't know what has happened between the time they got married and the time they just had Blaze. Because in a marriage, I feel like Candy went in and revised some stuff because you got kids now. If something happens to her, what do you want to happen with the kids? If something happens to him, what do you want to happen with the kids? And I feel like Todd and Candy was on top of that. I really feel like that. I don't know. But they were talking tonight when we were talking, they were talking about how Candy opened Todd up to a lot of different things and Todd opened Candy up to a lot of different things because before Todd came along, Candy had her businesses, she did all this, but she didn't get into the producing, the plays until Todd came around because he knew the producer language. And she mentioned it. She said, Todd is here, she said, and he's a producer, and I'm going to, get him to help me produce these things. When A Mother's Love had come around, they lost money on A Mother's Love because that was Candy's first project. And people really tried, they probably just did not know what to do with it. But as Candy grew and grew, she got on Broadway. Her and Todd did what we talked about. They did 3 plays. They did Othello, they did The Wiz, and they did another play. So they would definitely split that. Not Don Juan over the trust. Lord have mercy, Jesus. She got her kids covered in the trust. I'm sure she got her kids covered in the trust. 100%. It's been 11 years and Todd has not contested nor even brought up the prenup. But the thing is, in the 11 years, there could have been revisions made in the prenup, so there's no reason for him to bring it up. Him and Candy has probably talked about it, especially when they start having children, and that's something that we wouldn't know about. We're not going to know everything. We're not going to know everything about this divorce. But I will go on to say that I'm sure they had some revisions after they start having children. Now, I don't know if she made him the beneficiary for the kids. I don't know that, but that's what I would think she would do. And he'd do the same for her. Because by the time they start having kids and by the time Blaze came along, Todd and Candy had a lot of things, a lot of ventures that they were doing together. They had OLG, the OLG 2. They had Blaze Restaurant. They had all those plays. And Candy had gone back on the road. Now, you could say, they said that Todd was upset because I think when Candy was talking to him about Escape, she wanted him to be with her on the road for 3 months. And he was like, I can't do it. because I gotta go do this, that, and the third. So it's a lot of things. So I'm not saying that Mo, I'm not saying, even though it's been 11 years and Todd has not contested nor even brought up the prenup, I don't think that he would, because I'm sure if they made any revisions, he and Kandi decided on that together. So I don't know, child. It would make sense that her would change after. Yeah, it makes sense for them to change after they had kids. Absolutely. Because now you have an able parent. If something happened to Kandi, Todd would be there. If something happened to Todd, Kandi would be there. So I'm sure they had that conversation. So I'm sure that changed. Todd does have his own place. Todd has been out since July 15th. So he clearly has his own place. Now, I don't know if he got a house like Kandi. I don't know if he lives in a condo. I don't know where he's living, but he's been out since July the 15th. So he clearly has his own spot. No, honey, he's not in the guest house. And then that's what Kandi said on the show. She said, well, I guess we do it. Then you could just stay in the guest house till you find somewhere to live. That's what she told him. You can stay in the guest house till you find somewhere to live. Why is he fighting it now? Because this is part of the program, baby. This is when the rubber meets the road and divorce, honey. You are no longer married. When you go through a divorce, you are not going through it with the person you married. It is about to get crazy. Because now what Todd did, like somebody said in here, that's a standard answer, right? But then he threw a little sauce on it, you know, because his lawyer said that he filled all this out under duress. Now he's questioning the prenup because, like somebody said, maybe he found a loophole. Maybe Randy Kessler found a loophole. So this is just what's going to happen. Because, I mean, is he just going to take it like it is? I mean, what is he going to say? Like, Kandi laid it out. She did lay it out, and it was fair how she laid it out. When she put it out, they would have joint custody all the way around. But for Todd to come up here and ask for a primary, I don't know. I don't know. We don't know what he didn't do. But what we do know is they don't tell us everything. So, but here's the thing. It's not that Todd stayed 11 years. He didn't file for the divorce. Kandi filed for the divorce. She said she just couldn't take it no more. Now, alimony comes at 10 and stuff like that. But we don't know what's in that prenup. Kandi definitely probably makes more. But see, like, here's the thing with Kandi. It's like she doesn't understand what's really happening. Like when she was on the wedding show, she was like, "What are you telling your lawyer? Because we were partners in this. Everything that we did, I gave you 50% of it. Are you telling him that you're working for me? We did this together." But Kandi was talking about it as fiancés and girlfriend and boyfriends. When you get married, Kandi drew up an ironclad prenup that basically said, you know, yes, you get whatever we get together. But then when you get to the wedding, 2 hours before you get married, the lawyer is telling you that you have no rights. So, I mean, it's crazy. A divorce is nothing to play with, honey. Why wouldn't they change the prenup? You can go in there and change the prenup. You don't know what happened. Like, let's say that Kandi was, Lord God forbid, that nothing like this happens to her. Let's say that she had got sick or something. Then if that's something that would happen, they would go in and redo the prenup or redo the will for whatever the reason. People go in and change the prenup all the time. That's standard. It's not written, you know, it doesn't just have to stay like that. You go on with it how you live. Like, you acquire different things as you go on. Maybe if they had never had kids, then maybe the prenup was staying as it is. But you can change it. what comes under the will, not the prenup. But yeah, that can come under the will. You can change things in a prenup. Like you could change a conservator, you could change anything. And I feel like Kandi and Todd, after they got married, maybe about year 4, I think they were really in love. And you don't know, she could have gone in and they could have talked about it and she could have changed it. Anything could have happened. So Todd was keeping Kandi busy and working so he can steal from right under her nose. I don't think so. Todd knew exactly what he was doing. Nothing changed on the prenup because as long as Kandi felt secure, I don't think he was keeping her busy. Kandi was just being busy. I think, like, I don't think that. I don't think Kevin that she was doing that. I think that's a lot. I think Kandi was doing things that she wanted to do. Kandi is a very goal-driven woman. And once she gets something in her head, she's not going to stop. So that means, Todd, I got to be away for a while. I got to be away for a while because I want this. So I just feel like she's driven. I don't think it has anything to do with Todd because Kandi is smart. She's not going to just let a man lead her anywhere. And you know how she is about her money. She ain't about to let you get too much of that either. So I'm going to have to disagree with that. Yeah, Kandi said he could stay in the guest house. That's what she told him on the show. But Todd has moved out. He got his own place, honey. That's what the word on the curb in Atlanta is. Well, that's what Todd said. When Todd came, because Todd didn't even go to the rehearsal dinner. He came in about 2:00 and he said, let me talk to you. Because Kandi was like, what are you doing here? Because it was the night before the wedding. He said, we got to talk about this. He talked about them 30 days because he really felt about them 30 days getting out of the house. And he said something about the will. And she was like, and then we'll be good. He said, yeah, we'll be good. He said, I just need that to change. Now, I don't know what changed. They didn't talk about it. I just know that that's what he was said. Girl, Kandi tickles me talking through them teeth. I said earlier, I know them molars in the back. I know she done had to go to the dentist to get them cracks filled because I know she was tight today. But she could make it. Things happen. People make changes all the time. I'm not saying she did. I don't know. But I'm saying it's a possibility. It's not something you can just rule out. But the way the lady was talking about today on the live, and she was saying, like the reason Todd can say all this, even though Kandi has an ironclad prenup, there could be a loophole that they found. So I don't know, child. Those kids are the loophole. Ooh. That's why he's wanting custody of the children. He wants child support. That can very much be right. He wants you learn who you marry when you learn you. Now this is the truth. This the truest thing ever said. You learn who you marry when you divorce them because that is not the same person. You be around here talking about, oh, it's going to be amicable. We've never had a problem. But if somebody is not in agreement, and even if they are in agreement, they sit down, you let them be by themselves for 5 minutes and here they come with some mess. It ain't going to never be right. Hasn't he been the primary parent thus far since Kandi? Yeah, he has. He got up today, daddy daycare, taking the kids to school. Yep, 100%. He wants her. He don't have nowhere to go because they ain't have no kids. It's just gonna be a divorce. You go your way and I go mine. But them kids is what pull at their mama's heartstring, and that's what they be wanting to use. Yeah, I feel like Kandi got this. But my thing is, why did she come back today? Hold on, let's keep listening. Why did she come back today and talking about she wanted everything sealed? Let's listen.
With the foregoing statute in all respects, petitioner is put on notice of not only the law of the state of Georgia, but also on notice of the husband's intent to insist on full and absolute compliance by petitioner. No, he didn't just put Kandi on notice. He just put Kandi on notice. You are hereby notified. You can't transfer sheesh. Okay. And that is a law in the state of Georgia. Don't go to jail over this. Okay. Don't go to jail. It also says husband hereby places petitioner on notice of the following important provision regarding spoliation of evidence. Ooh, you bet not. Okay, we read this in Simon's divorce documents. Don't be destroying nothing. Okay, it say you are hereby notified that Georgia law requires you to exercise reasonable care to protect and preserve evidence relevant to the issues in this case. By this notice, you are hereby given notice not to destroy, conceal, or alter any video, audio, paper, or electronic files or other data in connection with this pending litigation,
Ooh, child.
including but not limited to any of the following items that are either presently or in your possession or control, or which may come into your possession while this case is ongoing. And here's what they need: any financial records or
Uh-oh.
statements, all income records, all tax records, all expense records, all recordings or evidence reflecting relevant conduct by either party, any item that supports any defense raised by you to this petition, and or any item which supports any claim made by you in any counterclaim or pleading filed in this matter. You are further notified that a failure to comply with this notice may result in sanctions. Okay, sanctions. Ooh, child. Let me take a break. Let me take a break because people is texting me talk about Candy.
That's perfect. What were you guys thankful for? I was thankful for my kids, my family. Kayla came down. Riley came down. Hey, everybody was at the crib. Y'all have a great day out there. Say have a good day.
Have a good day. I'm thankful for.
All right. We out of here.
I cut that off. I don't know what else they were thankful for. Then he over here selling something. Let's see what he's selling.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Todd, man. I want to say
Hold on, let
thank
me
you for all the
get
love
this.
and all the support. We sold out Thursday show and Friday.
For agreement, settling all issues pending between them. However, if such an agreement cannot be reached, husband reserves the right to amend his counterclaim accordingly.
Ooh.
Husband requests that the court incorporate any settlement agreement entered by the parties into a final judgment and decree of divorce. So these are the things that he's asking for: a rule and a side issue requiring petitioner to show cause, while the temporary relief requested in husband's answer and counterclaim for divorce and other relief should not be granted. Okay, that he be granted a total divorce from petitioner upon legal principles, that is, a divorce, a vinculo matrimony, whatever that says. The husband be awarded legal custody, final decision-making authority, and temporary and permanent primary custody of the children as determined in the children's best interest. The court determines all matters related to the minor children in accordance with OCGA 1993-19615. The husband be awarded equitable division of the marital property. There you go. Of the parties to be awarded his separate non-marital property. Okay, he won't half of their equitable property, his own non-marital property, and all appreciation thereon, and that the parties equally divide all marital debts. That the husband be entitled to all additional relief, including alimony, and child support in the event that the prenuptial agreement is not enforced. So he's going to fight this prenup. He wants alimony and child support. Okay, we've been saying that all the time. It also says that the court incorporate any settlement agreement entered into by the parties into any final judgment and decree, and that the husband be awarded such other further relief as the court deems equitable. Okay, signed by Randy Kessler.
Randy Kessler, child.
What is going to happen?
Randy Kessler.
Okay, as I stated in the beginning, we have even more things to go over, because not only did Todd file these documents,
Okay.
no. When I went to get them, I noticed that Candy had filed her documents. Okay, Candy filed an amended complaint. Okay, and she also filed that verification that the attorney said that she didn't file with her initial complaint. It said that it was procedurally wrong. Okay, they went ahead and filed that today. That includes like the address, You don't need to see all that. Which verifies the names of the children, verifies the address, verifies that they in the right county, verifies all of that. Then they also filed she also filed an amended petition. Okay, amended, which means
Wait,
she has
wait,
changed some of the
wait,
things that she initially asked
wait,
for because
wait. Look what Karen McKissick said. I need y'all to produce more evidence. This man caring for those kids. Y'all the read taking in the school into the ground. Now I have to agree with you on that. I mean, Todd does not get kudos for being a dad. You like when the mother isn't there, the dad takes over. When the dad isn't there, the mother takes over. That's just how it goes. But then when it's time for moments like this, when it's this time, it's somebody totally different. If you have never gone through a divorce, honey, child, it's tough. And see, Kandi, the part that I think about Kandi is not a confrontational person. She said on her Amazon Live, she was like, "I'm really glad that I'm really here in New York because take my mind off of it." Because she don't really want to think about what's going on. So she just sitting over there thinking about what she got to say, what her point is, where she got to be, and she can learn her script and not worry about this divorce. But now Todd done answered it. Now Kandi got to do an answer. So let's finish listening to what Kandi had to say today. Let's finish this.
Apparently she didn't know that he was going to contest it. Okay, she didn't know that he was going to come out swinging, and she didn't know that he was going to dispute this prenup. Now here is the amended petition that was just filed today. Exclusive. I don't know who got it. Some people might have it. I don't know. Y'all didn't even know what name to look for till I told y'all. Y'all could at least give me the credit. Okay. Y'all could at least give me the credit. All the people reading the court documents. Y'all didn't even know where to look, honey. But I digress. Okay, which one is this? Hold on. Here is the amended petition for divorce. Okay. Now the interesting thing about this, I don't know. Let me find my thing. The interesting thing about this amended petition,
I don't think Kandi answered
is that Kayla Niece and T.
She ain't
Jermaine,
gonna go down without a tussle.
Kandi is asking for some other things. Now, hold on, let me look at my notes, see what you got in here. So in this amended petition, Kandi reasserts that the prenup is valid. Okay, she is like, look, I don't know what he talking about. Okay, that's what Kandi's like. I don't know what he talking about. My prenup is valid. Okay, listen, we brought it over there. My attorneys did what they was paid to do, and he signed it, and we got it all on tape. That's what she's saying. She also says the prenup was properly negotiated. She says that Todd did have counsel at the time because he claiming that he didn't. But she said Todd did have counsel, Randy Kessler, okay? And that it was filmed on Kandi's wedding where Todd said he was good to sign, okay? Now, did we see that part, or did they leave that on the cutting room floor? Because if not, she need to pull the receipts, okay? She also pushes back on custody and her request. Okay, so let's go down and look at what she's asking for. So here she is. Now, all of that, she's a resident of Fulton County, yada yada yada. Now she's saying right here they were married April 2014. Prior to the marriage and conduction of the marriage ceremony, the parties drafted, negotiated, and executed an enforceable prenuptial agreement under the applicable statutes of the state of Georgia. Attorney Randy Kessler represented the respondent, and he provided legal counsel and direction to the respondent during these considerations on and off camera. Further, the parties' journey to executing an enforceable prenuptial agreement was filmed and broadcasted on Bravo Television Network with the knowledge and consent of both the petitioner and respondent for their 5-part reality television wedding documentary entitled Kandi's Wedding. Wait, we using Kandi's wedding now as receipts We gonna use the reality show as a receipt.
Yes.
OMG. Like we have been doing for look, she should have started off with this. Why she didn't like? I don't understand. She should have started off with this.
Mo said if Ty has his own place, then who at the house with the kids? Girl, the kids probably over the Ty house. They ain't at home by themselves. Kid is in New York, so the children are with Todd. Todd has moved out. He had his own place since July. So I'm sure the children go over to see their father. So they're not at home. I mean, I'm sure he got help. Mama Joyce there. They got nannies and stuff. But he got the kids. Yeah, of course. You know, I ain't left the kids at the house, girl. But what y'all think about that amendment? She said those babies are with Joyce. Child, them babies with Todd this morning. They might be with Joyce at the school, but Todd said he got to have these optics, baby. These optics got to be. All I'm saying is, let me say this. I give y'all this little piece. As we go through this, pay attention to how Todd moves. Somebody made a comment and said Todd has been on the internet posting now more than he ever has. Just pay attention to how he moves. It may not be a lot of his going out. It's going to be a lot of time with the kids. You have to understand that, like I said, we can talk about whatever we want to talk about, but when they get in that court, that's all that matters. They got to prove that Todd was, what is it? They got to prove that he was under duress. They got to prove that Kandi wasn't there and Todd was the primary parent. They got to prove all of that. And those are the things that are going to matter. It don't matter what we say. We just clearly speculating because we done heard one part with Kandi done filed for divorce. Now he done answered, but it only matters when they get into that courtroom. It doesn't matter. If Todd comes out like a fat rat out in this situation, it's whatever went on in that prenup. Kandi done made her amendment. She said that nothing is wrong with her prenup. It is ironclad. Todd had counsel. The show shows it. They're using the show as their receipts because I just watched it and it's receipt after receipt after receipt. But also, it's Kandi on there that's, like she's rushing it. We got to have this wedding in 5 weeks. We got 5 weeks to plan this wedding. Todd is asking for the prenup on episode 2. She didn't get the prenup to him to episode 5. They have 48 hours to do it. They could look at it and say, well, why didn't you get this earlier? You start planning your wedding a month before. You should have started planning your prenup. You just don't know how they're going to be about it, how it's going to look. So, baby, let me tell you something, Zelina. I think Zelina, you was on the live. I messaged you over there on Michelle's page. I was like, Todd deserves at least $3 million just for the time he put up with Mama Joyce. It ought to be something in there just for Mama Joyce pay. If he don't get nothing else, it ought to be a Mama Joyce clause and he get a flat $3 million payout. Because he needs to be paid for his pain because he took a lot from that woman. Because I honestly, I have said it before and I'm going to say it tonight. I honestly can't believe Todd married Kandi. And the fact that Todd married Kandi after all of that stuff with Mama Joyce, it showed me that Todd is not a very strong man. He's just not strong. Because like I said, first of all, if you know you're a producer and you know this is your job, how can a woman come along and make you quit your job? He couldn't even work. That's why he asked for compensation from his lawyer, because he was like, at this time, because I gave my job up, it'll be very hard for me to start over. And Kessler told him, well, by this prenup, you're not going to have anything. Thank you. Like by that time, like you're not going to have anything. So I feel like Todd need a solid Someone said 15 million because she made 50 million on one of those plays. Well, yeah, he definitely gonna get something. And if I was Todd, I would ask for a Mama Joyce clause. I would want to be paid for my pain. Just give me a solid 3 or a solid 5, and I'll be out of your hair. We can exchange these kids, and I have them a week. You have them a week. When you go to do plays, I'll keep them. When I got stuff to do, you keep them. Your mama. That's it. And I think that's fair. I think that's totally fair. Because after the way that woman has treated, let me stop this. Let me see if there's anything else to talk about. Hold on.
Because she's saying that, you know, it was documented, it was recorded, and he's saying pretty much the same thing. It was documented and it was recorded that I didn't agree. That's what she's saying. So I guess, you know, they kind of agreeing to disagree. What's gonna happen? You said Team Todd. I hope he gets what is due to him. Okay. You said Kandi is so gullible that she didn't anticipate this fight. And the other T is wasn't Carlos King and Todd both producers on that show?
Yep.
I mean, could it have been a scheme set up by Todd and Carlos because they was friends back then to come to us with the bullshit? Did they set Kandi up?
Oh Lord. So, oh shoot. So my thing is, yeah, Carlos King definitely was a producer. You know, Carlos King produced her whole wedding situation. He was definitely the producer on that. Definitely the producer on it. Hold on. What am I looking at? So, child, you don't know what you don't know what it is. He could have said no. I honestly don't understand why he didn't say no. If I'm being honest, I can't believe that Todd actually married Kandi. I would not have married her. Not after the way her mother has treated me, the way she's treated my mother, the way she's treated my daughter. It's no way I would have married Kandi. There's no way. There's no way I would have married Kandi. No way on the planet. Child, not Mama Joyce come looking for Todd. I hope she don't either. Thank you. I don't know why people insist on wanting to make him some bum. I don't think Todd is a bum. I don't think Todd is a bum. Now, I've never said Todd was a bum. I said Todd left his job because he said Kandi didn't want him to travel for work. So he didn't do the job. But see, that leads me back to what I was saying. Todd don't have no backbone. Because I've been like, Kandi, I'm about to go to work. You go to work, I go to work. If something happens, you're going to put me out of here and I ain't going to have no money. So then what? I'm not on the prenup. So I got to work and make sure I'm good. See, Kandi would have had a problem with that, though. Todd, what you talking about that? What you talking about that? But it's the truth. When Todd and Kandi met, Kandi took Todd from wherever they were in Africa, brought him to her house, and he had to quit his job. I never would have quit my job. If as a man, and if Todd had done some stuff like that with me, it never would have worked out. I'd have been like, you need to go get your job back. Because how you going to provide for me and you not working? I don't care how much money I got. I need my man to be a provider. But he quit his job. I know, but I don't think Todd is broke. I think Todd got money, especially now. Yeah, Kandi is definitely about control. Definitely about control. 100%. She's about control. No, Kandi filed first, and then Kandi filed on the 21st, and he filed on the 26th. But he didn't file. I feel like if Todd was really waiting, Todd would have filed last year on the 10th year and the 20th day. I felt like if that is what Todd really was doing, sitting out these 10 years, I feel like he would be the one who would have filed last year, but he didn't do that. The kids have to stay in their lifestyle. Yeah, they can't miss nothing. Yeah, he and Candy did have big dreams together. Candy's dreams were really big. I think it was really great what they did on Broadway with Othello, The Wiz, the other play. They did really good, like The Mother's Love. And then I will say this: Ty would make me aggravated because he's a little slow with what he's doing. Like he's not quick enough for me. Not Tyler was playing the long game. Lord have mercy. I don't think it was a long game though. I feel like if it was a long game, Ty would have filed last year. I don't think he would have. I mean, because you passed the 10 years, you're in the 11th year in a couple of days. Like they still married. You know what I'm saying? They married tonight. They're just not together. Child, let me tell you something. When you're trying to file for divorce, you forget the optics. It's about who get to the courthouse first. Then anybody think it. Now, if that's the case, then I don't believe Ty and Candy gonna do anything. This might be a scheme that Ty and Candy have set up to come to us with the BS. Because, baby, when you filing for divorce, baby, it's all about that sprint to the courthouse. Oh, the piano lesson. That's the other one. Thank you. Child, not Ty. She said Ty got scared money. Candy take risks because she has talent. But sometimes I don't know, because Candy seemed like she was a little scared too, but like I said, Ty be working slow. Like when it came to OLG, she was like, look, we just spent too much money and we gotta get this thing open. Yep. They've had businesses together. But I think Old Lady Gang failed because of all their family in there. Because that girl, you go in there, you might not even get seated. You had to go in there and seat yourself. And Candy and Ty wasn't even in the restaurant. I think Aunt Bertha came in the restaurant when I was there. But child, the people be up there at the thing. You be standing there waiting. They looking at you. You looking at them. It was horrible. So I'm not even going to say that Ty made the business fail, because they have a great menu. They had the ability to be great. The place was small, but you go in there, you got to seat yourself. You got to wave down the waiter. Then your food cold. That ain't got nothing to do with Candy and Ty. That's them. The business. I mean, Candy and Ty did not know how to run that business well. And then when they did the doggone Blaze, she in a lawsuit for that, and people talked about that place. So I mean, I don't think it's Ty's fault. It's Ty and Candy's fault when their businesses are not, instead of putting the right people in the place for the business, you want to put your family in there. And I get it. You want them to come up. I get it. But if they're not the people for the job, they don't need to be there. I don't think Todd is afraid of success. I don't think that. I think Todd has always wanted to do great things. Like even with him taking producer jobs and Candy didn't want him to take the job, I think he's always wanted to do great things. I don't think he didn't set out to be successful. Now, they do have, from my understanding, one of the OLGs is still open. The one on Peter Street is closed. The one that they showed on the show, that one is closed. But they do have another one open. So they do have like one restaurant open. And then it's like they got a trucking business, I believe. Candy got other little stuff going on. So it's a lot of stuff out there. Girl, not she said Blaze was tired restaurant. He was not paying the bills. But Candy was the one got the lawsuit. She the one got the lawsuit about the building. This is what I agree with right here. I'm gonna go with this right here. This is what I'm riding with. I ain't saying I'm on nobody's side, but this is a true statement. He was doing just fine until Candy and her mama entered his life. And if Phaedra had to mind her business and stop putting them together. Mama Joyce went over to Phaedra office. Why would you put them together? Two short people don't need to be together. He got a big head. Candy got a big head. They gonna have big head babies. Like, that was too much. She going, and Mama Joyce went over to Randy Kessler's office. Went over there to his office, and that's Todd's lawyer. I think they got a trucking company, yeah. No, I don't think Todd is a failure. I mean, he may have, him and Candy put money in the businesses. That's what she said. And if the business don't work, business don't work. And like you said, after COVID, everything is crazy. Todd gonna be all right. Todd got a sold out play that's coming up. Sold out. He got seats for a Saturday. It's sold out. He having it over there at the OLG that's closed down there in the basement. He might be a liability. I think it's clear that Candy is. I'm not going to talk about Candy's success before him. I'm going to talk about Candy's success when she brought him on season 4. Candy clearly has more than him because Candy was getting them $2 million checks from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Todd wasn't getting no checks. So that's why Todd was frustrated, because he said all the things that he was trying to do, Candy didn't want him to do them. But when he could make money, Candy didn't want him to go out of town. But she on a show making money and he ain't getting paid. That ain't right. That's not right. The men do not get paid on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Candy around here clearing $2 million a season. You know what I'm saying? She clearing $2 million a season. I don't know if she giving him money, but she was getting checks from however long she was on there. 10, 11 years she was on there. I don't think it was like that, Alicia. I think it was very much Phaedra introduced them. Candy said, "You coming home with me." I think that's how it went. Todd was at work. Todd in Africa at work. He ain't no Candy, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay, I'm producing on the show. She going, and I can see her going over there smiling in his face. I can see Candy doing all that. And when it comes to it, we don't know what kind of money Todd got. We're making an assumption because Todd didn't work, and we saw Todd working, and then we saw him not working, and then we saw them coming together and doing things. So I'm not gonna sit here and say Todd ain't got no money, because I don't know. But I do know that Candy got more money than Todd, because if anything, them reunion checks, them Real Housewives of Atlanta checks sit her over. So it's clear. I ain't saying Todd don't have no money, but he ain't got no Real Housewives of Atlanta checks in his savings account. I know that. Now Candy ain't making no more now, but I'm sure she still got some checks. I'm positive she still got that money. Girl, yeah, being a stay-at-home parent ain't nothing to play with. And if he's smart, he probably did put him a little change back. Kevin, there you go. And Kevin, this is all I'm saying. Okay, Kevin, if you meet a woman and she is affluent and she says, "Kevin, I am doing this, and this, but I think that you and I have something." And then you find out that you and this lady being together is a conflict of interest. Do you quit your job to be with the lady? Or do you tell her you gonna have to quit? Or do you say, when I finish doing this, if you still want to holler at me and I want to holler at you, we'll see what's going on? Because I never would have quit my job. As a woman, I'm not gonna quit my job. I don't care who you are. You can come here. Unless you come in here and you done already dumped about $10 million into a checking account for me, then I might quit. I might say, okay, then let me go on, and this is it. I don't know if he has a production company. I I mean, you got to show me something. She said he did get plus one time. Todd, don't you want to just stay here, Todd? Like she just, and I just feel like Kevin, Candy said on that thing, it is always go my way, and it did. She wanted Todd. She moved Todd into her house, and then when it came 5 weeks up to 2014, she said we get married. Period. And Todd even said, "You ain't give me a chance to sow my oats when I got in Atlanta," because she had him wrapped up from the time he stepped foot in the city. And I'm not saying nothing against Candy. You know what I'm saying? Candy wanted to marry AJ. Candy very much wanted to be a wife. She wanted a husband, but she still wanted to do what she wanted to do. Because there's one thing about it. What you got to understand is when you get married, you have to change. You can't do all the things you want to do. Ty going out all different times of night, that ain't going to never happen. You're not staying out no 3 o'clock at night being married to me. What the hell you outside that long for? That is crazy. Ty was not looking for a sugar mama. I don't think that's it. But Candy told y'all if I did want to take care of him, I could. Exactly, Jill. Most men will still work so they won't feel inferior. Only the Martell types want to be kept or see women as a lick. And that is my whole. Now, that's my thing about Todd. I'd have told Candy, I ain't gonna be able to quit my job, baby. I like you. We can see where this is going. But us talking right now and me doing what I'm doing is a conflict of interest. I mean, if you want to quit the show and see where it goes, then we can do that. But I'm not quitting my job. I never would have quit my job. Like I said, if you're a millionaire, come to holler at me right now, you're going to have to show me the money before I do anything because I ain't going to be able to do it. Baby, I got videos to make. I got lives to do. It takes me all day. I wake up. I go to the gym. I come back home. I check the pages. I see what's happening. I figure out the hair I'm going to put on, the shirt I'm going to wear. If it's Wednesday, we got to do a live. So you're going to have, it's just some stuff going on with me. And I'm not going to be able to stop doing me. And then I'm going to have to go to work and I'm going to have to be gone about 2.5 months and I'll be back. But I got to go to work. And if you sit here talking to me about, oh, we can be together, but I ain't going to be able to fill these voids. Well, guess what? I'm about to go. I got a video to do. I'll see you in a minute. We got a live to do. We're going to be on here about 2 hours. So whatever you got to do, you need to go and do it because I'm not about to stop doing what I'm doing. You remember that? Ty said Candy locked him down. He said they're on the show. Put me in a business, I'm gonna do it too. But here's the thing: it's gonna come with some understanding. It's gonna come with some big understanding. It ain't gonna come with nothing later on. You writing up some paperwork talking about I put you in a business 11 years ago, and you I ain't gonna be able to do that. We're gonna nip this in the bud right now. Let's go on to the lawyer and write this up. This is my business under my name. It is being gifted to me. So in any event that you and I are not together, you cannot touch what you have helped me build because you gifted this to me. Candy didn't care who she married. I agree with you right here, Alicia. I agree with this wholeheartedly. She did not care. She was about to marry AJ with 25,000 kids. She did not care. She didn't care. She wanted to be married. And when she saw Todd had one daughter. He had just come back acquainted with his daughter because he wasn't sure or didn't know. So he had one kid. She had one kid. So they was getting together on that. He was cute. She was cute. He's available. She's available. So Candy said, just come on home. I mean, shoot, Candy made herself a sugar mama. I mean, you can't just put it all on Todd. And then when Todd trying to work, she telling him no, don't work. But my thing is, if she telling you no not to work, Todd, why you not working? You the man. If you don't want to feel a certain kind of way, you tell Candy go somewhere and sit down because you got to go to work. That's what I have a problem with. But he got, I mean, I want to say Todd got successful stuff. I mean, all the plays that they did, they were very successful plays. They made money on Broadway. They didn't do too much on A Mother's Love, but that was just them starting out. But as they learned, got through stuff, like Candy wanted Todd to be on tour with her when she got back with Escape. Because Escape wasn't even on the table when Candy came on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. That wasn't even a thing. Yeah, like I can't with you. I can't with you not working. I mean, don't get me wrong. Now, if we have built something together to the point where we have revenue of $50 million, and we gonna go on and split this down the middle, $25 million a piece. Try, yeah, you get it. But and then if you don't want to work with your $25 million, I understand. You got $25 million. You investing, you traveling, you doing the things that you want to do. We all kept. But I mean, I don't know how much Othello and all the plays got. Child, look, this ain't Jill. This ain't even saying a lot. Jill, say this out loud to yourself. Say it out loud to yourself. Say this out loud, Jill. Say it with me, Jill. I think Candy wanted to keep up with her ATL clique. Rashida, Tiny, Paperback Toya, and Tamar. Say that out loud, and that is not a clique that you can put in reference. Rashida, she need to leave her husband. Tiny, okay. Toya, okay. Tamar, okay. Yeah, come on home. Millions from Othello. So he got money. Ty got money because they done broke the Othello up to pieces. They did that together. And I'm sure they had some other people working with them, but they did that together. And see, like, just like his place in New Jersey, Candy was like, I don't like this place. He all kind of women. Well, Ty said when he got over there to the house, you had a mattress that you had flipped. You were sleeping with all kind of men. So it's tit for tat. Help the man get the place together. Because from my understanding, Ty done remodeled the place and it's great and he has it there. But let me say this. If it was me and I had to be on Broadway in New York, and I know my husband got a place in New Jersey, Todd, get Ace's teacher to give him his stuff. He gonna go to school online. We're gonna find Blaze somewhere to go in New Jersey. You come on to New Jersey. You're gonna be up here in your stomping ground. I'm gonna go over here to New York. I'm gonna do my practice, and I'm coming home every night. That makes sense to me. That's what I would do. Just say it out loud and just keep saying it till you get it. Just keep saying it. Keep saying this group out loud. Rashida, Tiny, Toya, Tamar. Rashida, Tiny, Toya, Tamar. This is not a group. This is not a clique that I really want to be a part of. Not want to be a part of as to look up to. Now I could be a part of them because they probably some good girlfriends. We gonna have a really good time, but okay. Just married to say they married. Because what the hell is Rashida doing? Child. I cannot. I simply cannot. I'm telling you, I didn't know what to do tonight. I was like, should I make a video? I was like, I don't know if I make a video, but then I need to get it out. And then I need to make another. I said, we just gonna go live and talk about this because it's too much happening. Not a good group to follow, Inez. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jill. You just keep on saying it out loud. You just keep on repeating it. I think he is weak. Paula, I think he is weak. 100%. I think of a man like my father There is no way. I don't care how much money my mama had. If my mama had told my daddy that you can just stop working and just stay at home, he would have been like, absolutely not. I don't know what's wrong with you. I said, you drunk, Jill. I'm glad I would laugh too, girl. Girl, no, she did say you drunk. Girl. Now, like I said, that's a click that you can turn up with. But, babe, when you talking about relationships, that is not the click. Okay, Jill, we're going to take it down. I just cannot. I simply cannot. But we don't know how this thing is going to go. My thing is the children. I want Blaze and I want Ace to be okay. Because the thing is this. I do know that kids are used to hurt people in a divorce. And if Todd feels like he's not getting his just deserves, then that will be the next thing. And that will take Kandi out. The fact that Kandi is going to be in New York for the rest of this year, I mean, how would the court see that? Would it see it as a mother that's providing for her kids? Or would it see that as a mother at this point in time? You know, I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure he got somebody else, child. I'm sure he does. Oh, yeah, that's right. Todd brought R&B divas. He sure did. It'll be this time next year before they do it. Yes, it will be. I do too. I wish for that. And I feel like that's what's going to happen. I feel like Kandi can put all this out on her side. Todd can put all this out on this side. And then when the judge comes together, they're going to give joint custody. But if there's child support involved, who gets the child support? Girl, no, I would never quit. I would never quit. And if I did have a man that came in here and gave me a gazillion dollars, then we're going to have to go to a lawyer and we're going to have to sit down and talk about these gazillions. Because what I don't want you to do is run back in my face telling me how much you've done and what you've given me. And then you trying to take it from me, because that's what they do. Men will set out to hurt you. A divorce is marriage is tough. Okay, let's just go with that. Marriage is tough all in itself. It is hard being married. People change. No, girl, she did. No, you know she did that dungeon show with him because she was on the show. Because that's when Portia said that her and Todd was bringing her to the dungeon. Girl, no, that dungeon. Now, that was Kandi's idea to do that, but Todd was right there. Yes, they're going to be mad for a while, Erica. She's going to be mad for a while. Word on the curb is he has a bit. That's allegedly. I talked about that, and I got that from Facebook, so I'm just going to erase that. We're not going to even talk about that unless something like that actually comes up. The rest of this year is a whole 4 weeks. They got a daddy there live. Yeah. I filed divorce for mine, and that being didn't want to sign. Ooh. Because they know they'd have messed up. He had to stay 10 years. But I think he would have filed. Marilyn, you understand what I'm saying? It's not that he didn't file. Like, he could have filed in, they got married in April. He could have filed in May of 2024. And that would have been 10 years and a month. But he didn't do that. Kandi filed 11 years later. Right? I just don't feel like Todd was doing that. I don't think Todd was doing that. I don't think he was just waiting in the wings. But I don't think that. Now that I don't agree with that. Ain't nothing wrong with Tiny and Tori, but they just ain't the ones look up to no relationship. I don't make what obvious, Kevin. Yeah, California has that automatic split. Yeah, you're right. So again, was Phaedra lying? I don't know, child. You don't know what honey hurt me and hurt me and like if Todd moved out in July, I don't know if him and Candy was saying we separate and we see if we can work on it. Candy was on her live and she was saying that she been through it. Life has been lifing. She said when you see me, ha ha ha, that means nothing. So Candy been really going through it. So I don't know what she's been going through, right? Because everybody's saying, well, they let somebody in their bedroom, everything ought to be cool, because that's how I was thinking. But then it may not even be that. It might not be that. Yeah, Candy was the one that filed. Todd didn't say, okay, we've been married 10 years and 2 days. I'm going to file for divorce next week. That's not what happened, because if that's what it was, then I would definitely say Todd was waiting in the wings for these 10 years to be up. Of course, I would say that. But I don't think that. I think if you seal the court papers, Mo, I think both parties have to agree. So we'll see how that works. Men don't typically file for divorce. In general, women have to take the initiative. Yeah, because men usually don't feel like they're doing nothing wrong and they feel like they can work on it. But when a woman files, yeah, it's crazy. Zelina, I'm getting ready to go too, child. Yeah, this has been wonderful. So we will gather again. I never thought that bedroom was ever an issue. She's always been open about that, and that was probably more for her than him. You might be right, old school auntie. I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. I don't think it's the bedroom anyway, either. I don't think it's that either. I just it could have been they grew apart. It could have been that Candy wanted to go in a different direction. Todd didn't want to do it. It could be that maybe what if Todd is cheating? What if Candy has cheated? We don't know what it is. Girl, please, Pepper, go watch it. Go watch it, girl. I put it in here earlier. We don't know what it is, child. We just sat here and did a whole lot of speculation tonight, and Todd and Candy could just be tired of looking at Todd's face and say, "I want you out of here." Candy could be like, "I don't want to see you no more. I'm sick of you. My prenup is done. Get out." It could have been something simple as that. We don't know. We don't know. And then Todd could just be like, "I'm out of here. I don't want to do this no more." And Candy could be like, "Oh no, why are you leaving? I love you. You're my husband. I don't want to be here." We don't know. It could just be something just like that. It could be just, I'm tired and I just don't want to be with you. I love you too. We must pray for the kids. Why they just didn't move to Jersey? I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I would have said, do Paula, let's move out. Let's get Ace a tutor and let's get Blaze somewhere to go. And you stay at the condo. I'm gonna come back and forth and we'd be all together. Yeah, they did the pass together too. Yeah, they will make you sick of them. Candy leaving. What's just like Candy leaving the Real Housewives of Atlanta? Let her see what Ty really been up to while she was filming the tour. Shit, Candy don't be there. The last season of Real Housewives of Atlanta, Parker, Candy wasn't even on the show. Candy went to that little dinner that the men made for the women, and she ate and left. She went on a trip with the women. She was there for a day. She got sick, and the next day she did something, and she took a flight out that night. She wasn't even there that last season, hardly. I don't think so, Erica. I don't think it was too heavy for Candy. I don't think, like Candy said, if she wanted to take care of him, she could. I don't think it's a money situation. I just think it could be something as simple as Maybe Todd just didn't want to be there, or maybe Candy just didn't want to deal with it. I don't know. I don't think it's a money situation at all. I really don't. Ooh, that's what I want to do. I want to watch the ski trip. The ski trip next. Yes, honey. You can wake up one day and be like, who is this stranger in my house? Like, who is this man over here looking at me? And why, child, I know that all too well. You be like, the look of, you could be like that. You could just be sick of a person. Child, them rose-colored glasses come off, and their real life is right there. You be like, I'm out of here. Yeah, he was complaining. She came home for one day and she left out the next day. Yeah, they'll be fine. Them kids gonna be fine. And they young enough, girl, they'll deal with it. Cause I know, like with Lillian, he was like, oh my God, Lillian, you have 2 houses. You got 2 Christmas trees. You have 2 birthdays. She was so excited about that. So I had to think about ways to make it great, to be okay for us to be separated. Cause that was crazy to me. I never wanted to do that. But I just kind of didn't have a choice. It just happens. Yeah, they are resilient. They'll get to it. But y'all, this was perfect. You watching Candy's wedding now? Okay, honey. Message me on Instagram and let me know. Let me know what you think. I want to know what you think. Somebody with fresh eyes watching it. Message me after you watch all 5 episodes, just chilling, and we gonna talk. Okay? We're going to do that. Just make sure you message me, child, because I'm going to be ready for that. I want to hear what you think. Look, y'all have a good night. Y'all have a good day tomorrow. What's the day? Monday. So we still will have hot topics going on because, child, ain't no telling what's going to happen by the time we wake up and Wednesday. So welcome December. Shout out to all the Sagittariuses. Happy birthday to y'all today, tomorrow, yesterday, and all through this year till this Capricorn season. Thank y'all for being here with me tonight. I appreciate it so much. This has been wonderful. I love y'all too. Love you so much. Y'all have a good night. You're welcome, honey. I will bet my last money. Oh, tomorrow is Wendy's court date. We're doing hot topics on Wednesday, Pepper. We're back to our regular schedule program. Oh, tomorrow is Wendy's court date. Oh, see what you see what I'm talking about? We got something to talk about. I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good night. Love y'all.